Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for joining me today. So, we are 15 days away, at least at the time of recording, before Bravely Default 2 comes out. And I am psyched. And if you've noticed, like the last 3 videos I posted have been about Bravely Default 2. So, you can tell I'm definitely really psyched about it. This is the first big game of 2021 for me. So, I thought today it'd be fun. We're going to go over all the jobs that we've revealed so far. We're going to talk about the info we have on them according to the Square Enix website. And, just talk about my thoughts on them. And if they were available in a demo, I'll talk about that too. So we're just going to go through them one at a time. We'll see what we can see. Also, this is a Japanese website, but Google is translating it for me. So some of the translations might be a little off, but okay, let's give it a go. So this job is called No Makeup. Just kidding. We all know it's Freelancer. Basic job that makes adventure easier. We knew that. That's okay. Display the HP weakness attribute and race of a single enemy. I always use that. Some people maybe don't, but I always use that just to give me a little bit of an advantage. I don't know if this is Tayatari. I don't know if that's like their special, but inflicts damage on a single unit according to its own weight and delays the next action. So that's good, especially with the new battle system. Not going necessarily in a classic turn order like we're used to. Slowing enemies down is important. And as always, a freelancer is pretty average in all stats, which is good. I like the design of the freelancer. I think Seth's like pirate outfit really works with his whole washed up on shore backstory that we have, but we'll see how that plays into like his backstory that we learn more of. Next, moving on. Black Mage, attack magic expert. Jobs that are good at magic attack, easy to damage a wide range. Okay. So Fire performs a magical attack on a single unit or a whole, and Blizzard performs a magical or water attack on a single unit or hold. Yeah, Black Mage, that's such a staple in RPGs, and I like the design of this one too. I think the coat really works for it. I think all the characters look good in it. Obviously, MP is insane. I don't know what this is. Maybe speed. Or maybe these are these weapons, maybe? I'm not sure. But, yeah, I really like the design. I kept it on Elvis during the demo, and it turned out really good. I ended up dual-wielding staves, and or wands, whatever you want to call them, and that worked really cool. So, a little fragile without a shield, but you can make up for that. Alright, White Mage, classic recovery class. That's always important. Recovers single total HP and increases physical defense of a single unit for 3 turns. Again, that's important, especially if you combine it with the default feature. Like, you can definitely make people pretty... What's the word I want to use? Pretty tanky with it. I think it looks good too. I think like the white, I like the fur cap, especially like with the snowy biomes that we've seen. I think that's a really cool touch. I think it looks really cool. And I typically use the healer along with like a support secondary job. So they typically don't do much attack, but I really like this class in the demo too. I'm saying I like all of them, but there'll be some criticisms, I promise. Monk. Attacker with an empty fist. So the monk was probably like my biggest damage dealer in the demo, especially with no weapons equipped. Like, once you boost their attack a little bit and get those critical hit specials, like, they just do insane damage, and I love it. Decreases the hit rate but makes powerful physical attack in a single unit. For 3 turns, your physical attack power will increase, but in the order of actions, the next turn will be slightly slower. So you power up, but you're slower. But again, with a good support class, you can counter that too and boost their speed in advance. I really like the monk, like the robe style they have going on. I think that's really cool. And we just saw the monk asterisk holder in battle on that battle trailer, which came out before this. So that was really cool. Dotted lines are when equipment is bare hands. Oh, okay. So yeah, so whatever this stat is here, this must be attack right here. When you have no equipment, or maybe that's speed. If the equipment is bare hands, the speed will be equivalent to S. So this must be speed right here. So that makes you really quick, which I saw that for sure in the demo, because I didn't have any weapons and they went first quite a bit. Vanguards. This is the basic knight class, a job that specializes in being targeted. Becomes a party shield with solid defense. I originally, when we saw this, I liked it. I like the armor. I think it looks good. But I like the other knight class better, like the shield thing, which we'll see soon. And I think that the cool design of that kind of outweighs this. So this is cool, but it kind of isn't the coolest knight. Fang fold makes a physical attack on a single unit and lowers the physical attack power. So that's important. Make sure the enemy is aimed at you twice. Okay. So yeah, I can draw attention away from like your healers and stuff, which is good. Dotted line is when the equipment is heavy equipment. Okay, so I kind of like how they're really incorporating this class changes. If the equipment is heavy equipment, oh, okay, so it really slows you down. I really like how they're really incorporating like your equipment in even more so with this kind of thing. So next is Thief. And I will say this, I think that this is the best looking Thief class of any game that I've ever seen. I really do. I think like the keys down here are so cool. The daggers on the legs, I think that is so cool. I very rarely use a Thief class in a game, but I will say appearance wise, this is the coolest looking Thief job I've seen. Stealing items. Okay, and I think with the encounter system, how you need items to attract more enemies for chain battles, I think it'll be more important in this game. Take life. Physical attack on a single unit, recovers own HP. Okay, so that's pretty a classic Thief thing. I've never used a Thief, very rarely, but I think this time around I might give it a go because I think this class looks just so cool. I really like it. Bard. Supporting the whole party with the power of poetry. Auxiliary role that supports the status of the party. There are many techniques of overall effect, and it is reliable when challenging a strong enemy. So a lot of times when we see these classes, we're seeing the weapon that the asterisk holder had when fighting them, and I wonder if we're going to get those weapons like after the fights, because this is alright. So this is, I don't really like how this class looks. I get that the whole like peacock theme, like flashing your feathers, I get it. It's not for me. I'm not into it. The stubborn poem of an immortal fortress reduces physical damage taken by allies, and poetry in search of a breach reduces magic damage. So it's a support class. Support classes are important. I get that, but visually, I'm not a fan of this class. I'm just not. But it would be a good secondary for a healer to buff and debuff. Demon Beastmaster. Okay, I'm pretty sure in the English translation it's just Beastmaster, but I really like this job. Flexible fighting is possible depending on the situation, from job attacks that capture, and use prey to support. So in previous games, I've never really used Beastmaster that much. Like an Octopath, I never really used Hanet. Like it didn't happen. It wasn't in my playstyle, but I really liked this, and I used it a lot in the demo once I got it. So I definitely am going to give it more of a chance this time. Less physical strength, the enemy captures a single monster, the higher the success rate. So we knew that. Unleash makes the captured monster act. Okay, so we knew that too. So like, I wish I could read these. That would be way cool, way better for this. But I really like how this class looks. I think it's really cool. I think like this is like a little like bear mouth right here, obviously. I think the class looks super cool. And like I said, I never gave like monster catching classes a chance, but I'm definitely going to this time. Gambler. I think the class looks cool. I really like this bow here. Like it looks like it's got this like thing in front of it. I'm a big fan of the class. I think it looks great. Probably not a class I'll use. It seems the risk reward thing, I'm not super into that. But I'll have to see how it ends up in the final game. I'll have to see the abilities before I make that decision. But just looking at it from this perspective right now, not probably going to be something that I'll really use. But resurrection recovery of allies according to the number given by roulette. However, see, like you want to heal, but then you could possibly also get knocked out. That's if it's just a normal like battle encounter, maybe. But during a boss fight, I don't think I'd want to risk that. But I do think it looks cool. Okay, Berserker. I think this class looks very cool with the skull here and the horns. We haven't seen the asterisk holder for this Yeah, ooh, I just noticed this like mask belt thing, unless I'm mistaken. So that makes me wonder if this will almost be like a side quest, maybe? Like Bravely Second had side quests, but we haven't seen the Asterisk Holder, but we've seen so many other ones. I almost wonder if this won't be a side quest. Well, let's see. Make a physical attack on the whole, and oh, Crescent Moon. Okay, so that's like from the Valkyrie in the last game. So that's interesting. Put yourself in a Versac state for 3 turns. Greatly increase physical attack power. Oh, I'm guessing that's like the translation for Berserk. Decrease physical defense but increase attack. That makes sense for a Berserker class. This is probably one of in my top 5 classes so far. I think this looks super duper cool. Oh, there's also like a monster head back here. Oh, because this is the jaw right here. That makes sense. Super cool class. Super cool. Red Mage. Red Mage. I like the sword. I really like the sword. I like the design. The coat's really cool. It's got the roses, or maybe not roses, but flowers down here. But I think typically I go for a more specialized class. Instead of a Red Mage, I'll stick with the Black Mage or the White Mage just because they're typically, it's like a Master of None kind of thing. That's just me though. I'm not saying anything negative about the class. It doesn't fit my playstyle, but recovers 1,000 of a single unit. So that could actually be pretty good now that I see it. Instead of like a percentage or a lower amount, that's pretty good. Performs earth attribute and magic attack on a single or a whole. That's pretty good, yeah. I think it looks cool. I am holding off on saying whether I'd actually use it or not. Hunter. So when I first saw this, I didn't think the outfit really looked like a hunter at all. It kind of looks like it would hang out with the gambler a little bit, but there's probably a story reason for that. Good at bows, hitting the weakness of enemy races and hitting a powerful blow. Music Killer, perform an effective physical attack against the race Mushi on its own. Interesting. I wonder if wherever we get this, there's a lot of these Mushis or whatever. Like it seems like that would have to be relevant for this to be an ability. Performs an effective physical attack on a single race plan. Oh, okay. So I'm guessing a lot of this hunter's abilities are based on specific enemy races. So you have some variety. That makes sense. I do think it looks cool. I don't necessarily think it looks hunter-ish to me, but it does look cool. Shield Master. So this is what I was thinking of. This looks super cool. I love like the shield that's like a front gate. I love like the garrison wall pauldrons here. This puts the Vanguard. Like I know they're not meant to be the same thing, but when I see this, I very much am like, this is better than the Vanguard. This is super cool looking. Attacks on behalf of selected allies while leaving yourself in the default state. Okay. Inflicts half the damage you receive on the attacker for 5 turns. That's pretty cool. I'm guessing that I'm wondering if this will be able to dual wield shields like you couldn't Bravely Second. That would be cool. This thing will be a defense powerhouse. And see, I hope we get this shield because that is super cool. I also hope, so this is always kind of a bummer, like say you beat this Asterisk Holder and you get this shield, eventually you're going to get a better shield. So it'd be cool if you could somehow like end game buff up your cool like weapons like this that fit the class. Pictomancer, an artist who rewrites a war situation. I'm not super into it. I don't know. It looks like an artist, but again, we haven't seen the Asterisk Holder, so I'm almost wondering if this will be like a side job kind of thing or a side quest kind of thing. We're gonna get in. We'll max them all out for sure, but and we'll see. Jobs that use various colors to weaken enemies at will. I want to see how it works before I make a judgment, because typically I'm more of a classic like big magic, big damage, little bit of support in there kind of person, but this is, I don't know how this is going to fit. I really want to see. Reduces single physical attack power by 10% for 4 turns. Okay, so it's a debuff kind of class, and it's got this giant paintbrush. So it's obviously using like painting themed abilities, but it's got a lot of MP. So that could be good for a support ability. I want to see how it works before I make a judgment, but first impression, not that huge of a fan of it. Dragon Knight or Dragoon or whatever they're going to call it. I think this looks super cool. And we just saw in the trailer, like the 20-second trailer that I reacted to, we saw a giant dragon. So I'm guessing this has something to do with that. But I think this outfit is super duper cool. And I think this fits the Dragoon jump ability way more than like previous Bravely games have. Jump and make a powerful physical attack the next turn. We know what that's about. Dragon Sword, make a powerful physical attack in a single unit and recover HP and MP according to the damage. Okay, so it's got a bit of self-healing in there. I like that. I like that. Whatever this stat and this stat is are really strong. So we'll have to... I'm sure somewhere someone has translated this. We'll have to look it up. But first impression, I really dig it. I really dig this lance too. Swordmaster. Attack, overwhelm them with powerful counterattacks and pursuit against enemies using your own stance. Okay, first impression, kind of a letdown. I think it looks like it's trying to be the Berserker, but it doesn't look as good. And I think the Swordmaster in the previous games that are more of like a samurai-ish look better. I will say the sword looks super cool. So just visually, a little bit of a letdown. Take a stance to pursuit. During this stance, if you select strike, strike will be automatically performed twice in a row. Interesting. Furious stance. Take a stance for counterattacking. During the stance, if you receive a single attack, will automatically return. Okay, that makes sense. So you could maybe use this as like a secondary with like the Vanguard and draw people to you and then counter. That could be a good strategy. We'll see how it plays out. Visually, bit of a letdown. What is next? Guru. So I think this is actually like the Spiritmaster or something. Oh, jobs to summon and support spirits. Danger the battlefield with continuous recovery. That doesn't make sense. That's a bad translation. I really like this costume quite a bit. So I'm thinking this is going to be like the summoner-esque type in this game. Call the spirit that restores the HP of all allies 3 times at regular intervals. Okay, so that'll be almost like a miss kind of thing from Bravely Second. Like probably 3 turns or 3 actions later it'll heal. Perform, and it'll still have light magic. Okay. I'm into it. I'm into it. I'm really into this. They both look good. Something I really like in this game, how the costumes look a little different. I mean, they've done that prior, and other games have done that, but I think they did it really well in this game. I'm looking forward to this class. I have high hopes for it. Next. Oracle. Ooh, I like the purple theme for him. Even change the speed and attributes of the job target that manipulates the law. So this is going to be like our time mage, right? I really like this class. Not as much as the last one, but this big floating thing behind it, I think that's really cool. Quick increases the number of hits of a single ally by 50%. That could be a good combo with like a monk, like to buff them up. Make a single unit slow with a probability. Okay, so it's like a time mage. It's a classic time mage. They have their place. I'll give it that. Next. Yakushi, a technician who draws out the power. Okay, so this is like the Machinist. I like this class. It looks like an explorer, like a wilderness. Its weapon is like a shovel, which I'm guessing is probably actually like an axe or a spear. It's got like these vials down here. I dig it. I think it looks good. Combine 2 items, generate various special effects. Makes sense. Examine all enemies. That could be definitely good once you get this over the freelancer examine. The only thing I hope is once you discover what 2 items make, if it'll remind you. I don't want to have to remember all of them. I want some type of index for that. But visually, it's very good. I'm excited to see where it goes. Judgement. The guardian deity who is the ultimate guardian. The guardian deity who is the ultimate guardian. A well-defended tank roll job. You can put a barrier on allies and nullify it. So this is what I'm assuming this for game's version of a Templar or something similar, right? But it does look cool. I like it. Make a light physical attack on a single unit, increase your defense. Okay. Make a light physical attack on a single unit, increase its magic defense. Okay. I dig it. I dig it. HP's getting, oh, this sets up to like 5,000. And I'm interested to see what the status effect is. I like this class. It's definitely going to be like this game's version of a Templar. It's always hard for me to fit late game classes in because I feel like at that point you're settled into your strategies and stuff. But I'm definitely excited for this one. Give it a shot. Fast as Blade Phantom. So this is going to be like our ninja, right? Jobs that are good at haste using a dagger. High evasion rate, overwhelming effort. These are cool daggers. I hope we get those. You can make a very strong physical attack on a single unit, and if you defeat an enemy, you can react. Extinct Me. Increase own physical attack and magical attack. Okay, so it's like a ninja. I will say this last set of jobs that came out, this last 4, this one, the last one, and the next 2, I think all of them look great. I think this looks super cool. I think if they called it a ninja, I'd be disappointed, but it's called a phantom, and it looks phantom-ish, and I like the mask. I really like the class. Okay, Demon. And I'm going to just say this right now, no shame. This is my favorite looking class so far. Because it reminds me of like a Tim Burton movie, like a Nightmare Before Christmas kind of thing, and I love that style. I think it looks so cool. Dark. Performs darkness magic. Okay, performs a magical attack that combines fire and water on all your enemies and allies, including yourself. That's interesting. So it's kind of like a... Wow. That'll be interesting to strategize and fix in, because I wonder if you could, like... I don't even know. Like, if you counterattack, is it going to attack him? That's very interesting. That's very interesting. Visually, I love it. I can't wait to get this. I'm very excited. Demon Swordsman. So this is going to be this game's version of kind of like a magic spell fencer / Dark Knight kind of thing, and I'm all for it. I love it. 1, this dark Damascus sword, I hope we get it. 2, I think the outfit looks amazing. Dark Knight's always been one of my favorite Bravely classes, and I'm into it. I'm really into it. I think this looks super cool. I'm curious on if Adamas will actually be the bad guy. I'm guessing not. I'm guessing this hooded lady that we've seen is the real bad guy and is manipulating him. Consumes 25% of maximum XP and powerful physical attack of fire. That makes sense for a Dark Knight class. Consumes 25% of maximum HP and makes a powerful physical attack of water. Okay, so we'll probably have different elements. Definitely in my top 5 classes so far. I love it. This is crazy. I think it looks great. And we're back. Okay, so that is my thoughts on the jobs that we've seen so far. Obviously, there's going to be more. Hopefully, there's more at least. We haven't even seen all the asterisk holders, so I'm really excited. I think the jobs in this game will look amazing. I think they did a really good job at adapting them to the better graphics. I'm so hyped for this game. I've said it in all the videos about it. We're going to do a full playthrough on this channel, so definitely make sure you hit the subscribe button if you want to see it. We'll play through all of them. We'll definitely do some team building videos, some level grinding videos, all sorts of stuff. But so far, I think these jobs look amazing. Like I said, if I had to say my absolute favorite, it would definitely be these two. The Demon Knight and the Arcanist, or Demon, or whatever they want to call it. Whatever the translation's going to be. I think it's great. But thanks for watching. Whew, another video done. Wow. Thanks for watching. If you're already subscribed, thanks for subscribing. If you're not subscribed, what you doing? What you doing? Hit the button. Let's go. It's right down there. Like button's down there too. You can comment. If you haven't, I'm disappointed. Bummed out. Let down. But you can hit the button. Hit the button. Subscribe to me on Instagram. Subscribe to me on Twitter. You can even subscribe to me on Twitch. Any of those. All of those. Any of them. Why haven't you? Is the guilt trip working? If it is, you should have hit the button. But if you already have, thanks. Appreciate it. I'll see you next time.